So, AI, it's not just science fiction anymore, right? It's showing up everywhere, especially in our classrooms. But that's got us all asking a pretty big question. Is this a huge promise for a better way to learn? Or are there some hidden dangers we need to worry about? Let's dig into both sides of that.
Okay, so let's start with the good stuff, the promise. Just imagine a personal tutor that literally never sleeps, it's always patient, and it's there for every single student, 24/7, whenever they need a hand. That's the incredible potential we're talking about with AI in education.
And this isn't some far-off future fantasy. These tools are already out there. They're helping students practice pronunciation for a new language, getting instant feedback on an essay at 2 in the morning, which is a lifesaver, right? Or translating complicated texts in a blink. The whole idea is to create these unique, personalized learning paths for everybody. It's a really exciting vision.
Okay, but as we start welcoming all these tools into our schools, a whole different set of questions starts to pop up. Is this technology actually fair for everyone? Is it keeping student privacy safe? And is it really helping all students or just some? And that brings us to the other side of the coin. All right, Section 1. Let's dive into the first major hurdle, this hidden problem of AI bias. Because, and this is a big one, it turns out AI isn't always neutral. It can actually learn and even amplify our own human prejudices.
So, what exactly is AI bias? Well, think of it like this. AI systems learn from just massive amounts of data. And if that data is, well, skewed, if it's full of stereotypes or only shows a really narrow slice of humanity, the AI learns those unfair patterns. And guess what? It can start making biased decisions because of it. And this isn't just a what-if scenario. It is happening right now. For instance, you've got AI essay graders that ding students for using non-standard English, even if it's perfectly correct in their dialect. Or speech recognition tools that work great for a native speaker but totally struggle with different accents. Even something as simple as a grammar checker might flag a cultural phrase as an error, which is just wrong. And this really gets to the heart of the danger here. This isn't just some small technical glitch. It's a huge equity issue. As the source material puts it, bias in AI can widen the gap between students who already have advantages and those who don't. Basically, it can take the existing gaps in education and make them way, way wider. And that concern about fairness? It's tied directly to another massive issue, our data. When students use these AI tools, they're generating a ton of personal info. So the big question becomes, who's in charge of it all?
Just think for a second about the incredible amount of data an AI is collecting on you. How you write, how you speak, every single thing you click on. Every interaction is logged. So for every bit of data they collect, we have to be asking some tough questions like, did I actually say yes to this? Can I get my data deleted if I want to? And, maybe most importantly, is my personal info being sold or shared with who knows who? Look, it all boils down to this. Students and teachers have a right to know what's happening with their data. You just can't have safe, ethical AI without clear, transparent privacy policies that put the user back in the driver's seat. Okay, so we've talked about bias and privacy as these big ideas, but now let's see how this stuff actually plays out in the real world. We've got 3 quick case studies for you. You can think of it as AI's first real-world report card from the classware.
First up, the essay grader. So a school rolls out this shiny new AI tool to score student essays. But pretty soon, teachers start noticing a really disturbing pattern. Students who are learning English as a second language, they're consistently getting lower scores, even when their ideas are fantastic.
This just forces us to stop and ask, what is going on here? Is this a classic case of biased training data? And maybe the bigger question is, if a tool is systematically penalizing an entire group of students, should it be used for something as important as grading at all?
All right, next case, surveillance or support. A school starts using AI to track everything students do online. When they log in, what they search for, how long they're on a page, and they say it's all to improve learning. But the students, they start feeling totally stressed out, like they're being watched 24/7.
So the question here is really one for our modern digital age, isn't it? Where do we draw the line between helpful monitoring and what feels like a total invasion of privacy? An environment that just crushes creativity and trust.
And our last case study, a tool that can't hear everyone. Imagine a language app that makes students practice speaking aloud. But there's a problem. It completely fails to recognize the words of a student who has a speech impairment. So she can't use the tool, she can't do the assignment, and she just gets left behind.
This one really shines a spotlight on the critical issue of accessibility. I mean, if a tool is supposed to be for everyone, but it only works for some, can we really call it an educational tool? It forces us to think about what inclusion actually means when AI is in the picture.
Okay, so after hearing all those problems, it's pretty easy to feel a little down on AI. But the goal here isn't to just throw it all out. It's about becoming smarter, more critical users. So this next section is all about empowering you with the right questions you should be asking.
So here it is, a simple but really powerful checklist you can use for any AI tool. It really just boils down to 3 key things. First, fairness. Ask, who built this thing and who did they test it on? Was it a diverse group? Second, data. What information am I giving up here, and do I have any control over it? And finally, access. Does this tool actually work for everyone, including people with different abilities and from different backgrounds?
Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. You don't need to be an expert coder. The real goal is to become a thoughtful, responsible, and ethical user of AI. Someone who can tell the difference between a tool that actually helps and one that might be doing more harm than good.
We have to remember, AI is just a tool. A really powerful one, for sure, but still just a tool. So the real question this technology pushes us to answer is a very human one. As we build this new future of learning, who gets to write the rules?